Back with part 2 of the reunion for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're ready to break down all the drama here on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up? What's up?
Hey guys!
Yay!
All-girl panel tonight.
Let's get it. Yes.
I'm Jennifer Leone, filling in for Thomas tonight, and I am surrounded by these amazing ladies.
Hey everyone, Maite Creo here.
What's up, you guys? Amanda Terry.
Hey, Cynthia Nicole.
Hey guys, so let's dive right in with what are your thoughts on everything for tonight? Cynthia, why don't we start with you? Because I feel
that was
like
like you threw it off.
everyone's ready but Cynthia.
You did it on purpose. Okay, well, at first I was kind of bored again with this episode until Camille took her claws out and said who she truly is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over her. I'm done with it. But yeah, that's what I have to say.
Mandy.
I don't think Camille took her meds tonight.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are feeling that.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, Camille for the win. She brought it tonight, and she gave the drama that we deserve for a reunion. If it wasn't for her, I think it would have been a huge snooze fest.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. Just off the top, listening to some of the quotes just really threw me off, and I really wanted to just go in with you guys, and I have questions because, to be honest with you,
we like questions.
I'm just really, really concerned with Teddi. I want to talk about Teddi first. So now Teddi said, we didn't have a relationship. This is, or what did she say? It's like, this would be better for me. It's like she kept talking very differently than she usually... Mandy.
And learning from Kyle.
When someone idolizes you and you have to say, it was very much like her word vomit. And I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about just all of this coming out on Teddi? I know that it happened in the first reunion, but now that we're in part 2, it kind of leaked in, and this is how we started. So what are your final takeaways on this whole Teddi situation right now?
I think that she's a lot more outspoken this season. I think she feels a little bit too comfortable, and she's eating her words, and she's trying to be accountable. Her and Camille are kind of heading down the same road there.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Just like ready.
They're right next to each other. Yep.
Yeah, I think Kyle has a lot to do, and she's a big influence on what Teddi does and she says, and I feel like she was coached and trained by her, and that she had a lot to do with her responses because she knew that, Andy would ask these questions, that he would try and poke at her and try and come out with things.
Oh, it's interesting you say that. I didn't think about them being such good friends that Kyle would try to prep her. Cynthia, what do you think?
I'm not lying about lying.
I don't ever lie. I don't ever lie. I know I lied, but I never lied before.
Yeah.
I lied then, but I don't lie.
Exactly. Well, I'm accountable, but I'm not accountable for this.
How does that...
She didn't cry, which was great, and I think she earned her spot on that seat.
Okay.
But I'm glad she didn't cry. That's all I can
But she
say.
lied. Cry or lie, lie or cry.
Mellencamp's don't what? They don't cry, but they lie.
Oh.
I don't ever tell a lie.
Yeah, well, Teddi was a little wrapped up here. And is it okay, though, do you think, to do things out of a relationship? Because I feel like she's like, oh, we weren't in a relationship. And just saying, not, clearly not sexual. I'm just talking about, like, relationship with another woman. Oh, it's okay to do this because we didn't have a relationship before. That to me, how can you say something like that? I'm just wondering where your heads were at. Is it okay to, just how Teddi was responding to all of it?
Words are words. What comes out of your mouth came out of your mouth, and you can't take it back. And I just think that she doesn't like to be called out.
As long as it's not a happy ending.
As long as it's not, I think some people prefer it.
I mean, as long as it is a happy ending. But
Denise and her husband know about that one, huh?
Your tongue just came out.
I know, like a snake.
I'm going to leave that alone.
I have to sneak Camille's.
But LVP, okay, they made a good point about LVP, how she was being publicly humiliated. And wouldn't you fire someone who was doing that? Because didn't she just say in season 2, I think it was season 2 reunion.
Season 2, yeah.
It was on today.
I was watching.
I was actually watching it too.
The white party. Did you watch? Okay.
Yeah. And then it went into that episode on how Lisa was saying, well, you know, if you're publicly humiliated, then wouldn't you fire someone?
Yeah.
You know? Well, because of Adrienne Maloof and the chef and everything. The drama. So...
Isn't it crazy the stuff that's been happening in the past is like all coming up this season?
That's what I'm saying.
What a trip.
Interesting.
That's what they always do.
So with Lisa, though, do you think that this is the reason why she's holding back? Why didn't she really show up? It still comes up. Is it because she has to be held accountable?
Yes. She's going to be faced with everything.
Let's have the laundry list here. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I think that she has been through a lot, losing a lot of family members this past year. And I feel, you know, when someone loses someone, you really don't know how to react. And I feel like her reaction towards her friends and them not being so supportive of her, because sometimes when you're going through a very difficult situation, you want a little extra love. And
You'd be
I feel
surprised
like
at people that don't show up for that.
Exactly. So I think that in combination with the whole Puppygate drama, and then her friends not being there for her on that side of the end for Puppygate and for her personal life, I think that just added too much pressure on her, and she's like, I don't want to deal with it, and I don't need...
She just said, screw it.
Yeah, because, you know, it's one thing, too. You know that someone's going to end up getting attacked at every reunion. Yeah. There's always one person, and she was the target.
But you also realize who your true friends are when you go through a death, and you definitely do who's around. But I think she shouldn't go. Like, why should she go? I think they're all going to gang up on her. And, you know... After a while, like when you try to defend yourself or like they're going to all gang up on her. It
becomes exhausting.
Yeah, and that's draining energy that she probably doesn't need. And she has, you know, Vanderpumps, her restaurants, her husband, her family that love her, then that's all she needs.
I get it, but she's a part of the show. Like, I'm sorry. Okay, but it's still, like, she still came and did what she wanted to do on the show, and then she backed out, and then now it's like, oh, you know what I mean? To me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I understand both parts, but dude, she's Lisa Vanderpump of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like, she was on she was on the show.
Well, she never fired that guy who...
John Sessa?
Yeah, she never fired anyone.
None of the guys,
So, and what Kyle said was interesting, that... Oh, he'll be there for a long time because he was just doing what he was told.
He kissed ass.
Yeah, if you kiss...
So it goes full circle here.
He'll be there for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, to bring it back to what you were saying, though, about Puppygate, I found it interesting that really, I think that this episode really shined a lot of light on some dark places. And the whole Puppygate thing being really drawn out. What do you guys think? Do you think it was actually for a cover-up, or just it really was a boring season and they wanted to just put that out there for 1,000
I think
episodes?
It was a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think that's the best way for me to answer. I think it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I think there's truth behind it, but production for sure was like, run with this.
They really did loop it in, though, with all the lawsuits. They were saying
look at all the publicity it's gotten. People that don't even watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have heard, like, oh, what's this Puppygate? Like, it works.
That's very true.
It worked. Well, media produces media.
Yeah. In the very beginning of the season, we already knew that there was all these lawsuits going on. So if they would have attacked this since the very beginning, and then Puppygate would have ended with Puppygate,
it wouldn't have been as interesting.
It wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have been as interesting. But because they flipped it around, now they're trying to be like, no, I don't want to talk about any of these lawsuits. Like, but that's what everybody wants to know about.
Yeah, and they really did try to address things and with a few lies.
I just feel like, you know, people in the public eye are targeted. So with all of these lawsuits going on, like, we don't know facts. We're just going off of what we were told. And there's so much more to the stories. All of them.
I actually have to say, today I was at the library reading a book, and I met a girl in the restroom. She started talking to me, and I was telling her that I host for Reality Housewives, and me and her just talked in the restroom. We were talking about Puppygate. We were talking, shout out to Classy Cream, but we were talking about...
Classy Cream?
Yeah, that's her Instagram. But I was like, girl, I'm in the restroom, but I don't care. We're talking about Reality Housewives. We were talking about Puppygate, Eileen, her, you know, her
How long were you in there?
Like, for like 3 minutes, like literally talking. No, I was in the library, and I was just like,
she's not supposed to talk in the library.
No, I'm sorry, but it was just so magical to see how this show has brought people together, literally even in a restroom. But how this show has, you know, whether it was real or fake or whatever,
people are talking about it.
People are talking about it.
Well, speaking of real and fake, you know, real and fake friends here. This is something that constantly is brought up over and over again. But do real friends talk lawsuits?
Yes. Girls talk about everything. I don't care what you say. Girls talk about everything. So for you to be like, oh, I don't ask my friend about a lawsuit. I'm sorry, that's completely absurd and that's not truthful. That's not a true.
Friends don't.
That is not a truthful statement.
If you had a lawsuit though, or if a friend had a lawsuit, do you expect them to chat about it with you, or what do you think, Cynthia?
I would actually kind of like talk, and then if they were ready to talk about it, because I'm that kind of person, I don't pry in people's, I'm very private.
Sure.
So if you want to talk to me about it, let's talk. If you don't, then that's none of my business. Because
even if it's in the press,
okay.
No.
I think it depends on the lawsuit.
It depends on the lawsuit.
I think it depends on the lawsuit and like what the terms are, like.
So you'd get up in your friend's car like, girl.
I wouldn't get up in it, but I would be like,
you know what I mean? Like,
it would come from a more like protective or like caring, loving. Like that's just how I am. I'd be like, girl, are you okay? Like,
sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't be like, girl, I would be more like, are you okay? Like, you know, is there anything I can do like to help you?
Yeah, I think it depends. Like if it's out there and you know that it's going to get out there and you're a public person in the eye, then you definitely have to talk about it.
There's people that don't even know you are talking about it. Why would you not talk to your friends about it?
Exactly. And then for them to say, no, we don't discuss any of these things. Like, of course you could discuss about drama, about everybody else.
About happy endings?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And you
I almost said Handy J's. Happy endings, all of it.
You can talk about trips, right? That's very lavishing. People talk about that. Oh, how does that person afford to go on this or that? Especially them living their luxurious lives.
It's like almost every day they talk about who so-and-so can afford this or that.
So what I'm saying is, how are you not going to talk about these lawsuits? And that's what's
then I realized I realize I'm a boring friend. I talk about novels and movies.
No, that's also good. But this is like a very tough time people go through. It's not a fun time when you go through a lawsuit. I mean, I would think it's not a fun time.
I never have it.
I think I don't know. That's why you have friends.
Yes.
They're there for you. Yeah. And if it's production friends or work friends, then okay, maybe you don't talk about it. But it depends on the type of people. And from what it sounded like, Camille's like, well, we've been friends for this long, you know, me and Kyle. Well, okay, you talk about a lot. And then her and Erica, most likely not. So I guess it just depends on the person. But we do have something to say coming from AfterBuzz. Who does?
Yes,
let's do it. We're doing the live chat.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we do have our live chat up, so if you want to chime in during the conversation, leave your comments. We do have Todd saying Teddi came. Oh, he said. Sorry, and Anid says they are such hypocrites. Camille doesn't lie. Todd says Lisa V was in the wrong. Pearl says can't discuss lawsuits. So that's true. Sometimes you can't discuss lawsuits.
Sometimes you can't, but it does become public record.
Right. Well, they did say that they were done. The lawsuits are done. So if the lawsuits are done, then they can talk about it.
I think it just depends.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But as always, we do appreciate you all tuning in. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you are in the comment section. Leave us a comment. We love to chit-chat with you all, right? Don't we?
Yes, girl.
We love it. We thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're on iTunes as well, make sure to give us 5 stars and a rating. Thank you so much for allowing us to be your ESPN of TV Talk.
Yes. Give us a thumbs up. Yes. All 5 stars. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, clearly YouTube, and just
everywhere.
Give us all the love. Give us all the love so we can continue to produce these great shows for you. So now, okay. Let's talk Camille.
I'm ready.
Let's go into Camille. Mandy, I was feeling your energy since the beginning. Let's talk just overall Camille. Let's go.
Okay, the type of person that I love how you guys just like get it. Do we need some popcorn?
Clearly,
I just feel like Camille is the type of person. I feel like Camille is the type of friend where like she's your friend when you're next to her, and then she goes and talks behind your back, and then when she's approached, she's like, "I'm getting attacked." She plays the victim, and then she just runs.
Cover up with the holes.
Exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, and I don't understand how she said that Teddi is opinionated when she doesn't need to be.
Like who makes that decision?
Teddi does.
Apparently, whatever. But Camille makes comments all the like she did at the freaking dinner table. Are you kidding me? Yeah. That was not needed. Okay. What else? She's dirty. I get it, but she's doing way too much.
Deep breaths.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she's saying that all her stuff was like independent thoughts. That doesn't make them right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Great point.
But you got to be careful on those thoughts because those could be like poisonous to your brain too.
Camille's a phony. I'm sorry.
Go in on that though, Cynthia. I mean, yeah, she's a phony.
So there can be a point where you're like thinking and all your thoughts take over, and they might not even be the right thoughts
or make sense.
Yeah, and sometimes it's okay to take space for yourself and meditate or do whatever to take a deep breath so that those thoughts don't overtake you. Because, like Denise said,
it'll control your emotions.
Like Denise said. Speak before you comment or say anything like that. Like,
think before you speak.
Yeah, think before you speak. Yeah. And
right.
I think sometimes, or all times, she does that.
All times.
Yeah, at all times.
I thought it was interesting that she just threw production under the bus for the first
look,
time.
I put production. Can't she get in trouble?
Okay, see, but this is a thing. Camille has been part of this show for 10 years. So she knows the ins and outs of what works and what makes someone a housewife. So she must have been looking at how the season took place, and she knew that she was going to take... Game. Hold on, and that she knew that what was going to happen for the reunion. So any little thing, when someone tells you something to attack you, even if other people don't see it,
girl, like
she
her
will
dress?
go and she will run with it, and she will take that into consideration. So if another person does the same thing, that's where she's like, I'm feeling attacked. And what's the first thing people do? They run out.
And that's what she did.
And that's
set up.
So, and the fact that she was able to say, well, production, we all think it as we were watching her wedding. I mean, I don't know, but I knew it
right away. I was like, why all of a sudden her and Kyle are like best friends? Like,
exactly.
She chose Kyle as her bridesmaid.
Well, it shows how many girlfriends she
doesn't
has.
have. I was just gonna say she doesn't have. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any close friends that she can use as a bridesmaid.
She had I think she had 6 bridesmaids. She had a lot of bridesmaids. They just
it was obvious it was for the show, but for her to say that,
show, yes.
Yeah.
But Kyle seemed genuinely like upset though.
Yes.
I mean, I know she's an actress, but I'm just saying.
No, it looked like Kyle was thrown off.
Didn't it look genuine?
And a little hurt that the intentions were a little different than what she expected.
I think Camille needs to cry and have somebody hug her and just cry for
she needs somebody
there. You're probably right. She just needs to cry.
She needs a friend.
Yeah,
she needs
like a real friend
that can handle her
her emotions.
If she's being honest or fake, somebody who's compassionate and patient and will be like, Camille, let me be here for you. You need a friend right now.
It seems like she's very insecure and hurt inside.
Her assistant, she lost her assistant. There's more.
She lost her home.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hurt.
A lot.
Yeah. And it comes out.
I don't excuse her behavior, but I think she needs a teddy bear hug from somebody.
Not
maybe
from Teddi.
From somebody to give her a juicy
her
hug.
freaking husband. Gosh, somebody shoot.
A friend.
She needs some loving.
Well, speaking of friends and Teddi and loving, so Kyle and Teddi and their beautiful relationship that they had.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if this was just filler for the reunion or the light. Yeah, right.
We don't talk about that. We're not talking about any of our procedures. I'm sorry.
Okay,
we don't talk about procedures.
Let's talk about procedures.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Wait till you guys see my news.
Well, then maybe that can lead into it. But honestly, let's talk about their relationship and let's talk surgeries. Because, okay, is it okay to talk surgeries? And also, is it okay to have a relationship like how Teddi and Kyle have?
If you get something done, why wouldn't you want to talk about it, girl? You probably just spent like thousands of dollars. Why wouldn't you want to talk about it?
See, but then the thing too, I do agree with how Erica kind of intersected. And she's like, why is this such a big deal? Why can't you just say, what are you doing, like your skincare regimen or certain things? Like, how do you look so flawless? The way you say it. It's the way you say it, right?
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
So the fact that she was able, and I don't know why, but Erica was just super defensive more than any of the other ladies. Which makes me think she probably had a little bit more work done, you know?
A lot of people probably ask her, like, oh, how old are you? You know, I can imagine all the people who come up to her and ask her. And it's a big and open here in Beverly Hills. People always
It's not like it's a mystery. I mean,
it's not a mystery.
Come on. We're in LA. Like, I mean, it'd be different if we were like in Minnesota or something. Minnesota.
21.
Yeah.
She will always be 21.
Erica's amazing.
Same,
I love her so much.
But those
I'm always turning 22.
I'm proud to say my age, dude. I'm like,
But those are goals, you know? I think that's why people ask, because they're like, you look so good. Like, what do you do? But then there's also those people out there that are like, you've had a little too much work done.
I think that's why the language is so important.
Did you believe when Andy asked, gosh, why am I flipping out on her name?
Teddi, Kyle.
Dorit. When she asked Dorit, have you had any work done? Did you believe that she hadn't had any work done?
Oh my gosh.
She said a few fillers and Botox.
Okay, no.
A few fillers?
No.
A few.
So, okay, this isn't a secret. If you go back into Dorit's Instagram, whether or not it's Facetune, it's an entirely different head. So that's where everyone is coming from. I don't care. I will say it because it's very obvious. You can go to her Instagram. So, if it's true... I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what are we talking about? Picture?
The photos of her face look like a whole new face. So, So
from what she used to look like.
Right. So if it's Facetune or whatever, then whatever. She did it on her phone.
Yeah.
But if it's in real life or if it's in both, okay. You know, it's one or the other or both.
But
something
had a
changed.
Facelift?
I think she had a half facelift right here.
She's
can do that.
Fillers in her cheeks for sure.
Well, sure, but the fillers you can even do in your nose, and it looks like a nose job.
Yeah.
So everyone, so she just says a little filler, a little Botox. Well, that could mean a lot.
There's no such thing as little.
A lot of people put it right here too, and it does this
define their
thing.
jawline.
Yeah.
So there's so much that and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, who cares?
It's great.
Yeah.
But I get why she would be so sensitive because I think a lot of people went after her online. A lot of people went after her because the photos were so obvious.
If something's, like, my opinion is if something's not hurting you or affecting your life in a negative way, why do you care?
Right.
Why do people care?
Right. It's just for them.
That's what Erica was saying.
Make yourself happy.
Yeah, seriously.
That's my
it's
opinion.
your life. It's your body. Like, if you're not hurt, but, like, I don't understand why you have to lie about it.
Right.
I don't understand that part either.
Final thoughts on plastic surgery, Cynthia?
Natural beauty all the way. But, you know, like you said, I do agree with you. But if there's ways you can take care of your skin and your body and work out and do it the healthy way, then go for it. But if you need to get some filler,
All I'm saying is just own it.
Like, have confidence. That's all I care about is that you're a confident woman, whether you get work or you don't get work done. Just be confident.
And be happy.
Speaking of bodies and all of that, they talk about eating disorders, but we've touched on that. They bring up all that stuff a lot, and
I'm glad that those things came out of this season.
I didn't agree. I didn't agree with what the therapist said about Harry to shut the beep up when he was trying to tell his daughter about the food. Like,
What do you think?
I personally didn't agree with that. I think that. There's a way that maybe he could have said it and she could have been more understanding, even though she was a little reactant what she said. But I don't think that he was doing it in a malicious way where he needed to shut up. I think he was trying to ask her what food, so I just didn't agree with that.
Yeah, my mom would have.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't have seen the next day. Like, it would have been.
I would have been on the ground, like, with no teeth.
Yes.
But you have to also watch that kind of behavior if it continues with their daughter. You can't just let it be like that.
Let it go.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
Yeah, I think Andy brought up an interesting point when he asked her, do you think that your eating behaviors or your eating lifestyle had anything to do with your daughters? And she's like, yeah,
that's
probably.
A tough question. And that's awesome that she's like, can be honestly say that.
Exactly. That's where I give props to Rinna.
People
I
would
love Rinna.
really attack her if she said no, because she's been clear on the show that, you know, her eating habits. But I mean, it's also touchy and it's so personal, and for the women to go there, I think it's difficult for no matter who you are. Even if you're confident with it or okay with it, it's still hard to touch on. But I do want to talk about Teddi and Kyle being close, and why do you think that so many people have an issue with it?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I think it's just so wishy-washy because first you see last season was Kyle, Lisa, and Dorit. And so Dorit and Kyle were at odds end because they were fighting for LVP's friendship. Now this season, it's like, okay, Kyle has a new friend all of a sudden, super quick, and Teddi's just sliding in through that and trying to be her friend. It's like they're trying to replace LVP so quickly. It just seems fake. Yeah. And it seems like Teddi is trying way
I was just going to say, between
hard.
Teddi and Camille, I don't know who to give the cubic zirconia to.
That's
not
funny.
a diamond.
Girl,
that's a good one.
Cubic zirconia. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Thank you, Jen.
I'm listening.
I'm glad you think it's funny.
I think it's great.
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. I don't know.
Yeah. I was
Cynthia.
cubic.
You're so cute. I'm just saying, okay, Teddi clearly wanted to latch on, and she wants to be a part of the women, like anyone would be. And it looked like she wanted to latch on to LVP, and it was kind of confirmed earlier that she really was. Now that LVP's gone, she's latching on to Kyle, which is probably the right ally to choose.
Yeah.
And she's, helping her with her look. I think that everything's okay with that. Yeah. It's just when they start being mean. And I really didn't like how certain points on how they did treat Erica. And even if they're drunk, they did team up and be little mean girls for a minute.
They bullied her.
Whether or not you want to face it or not, they did. And it's okay up until those points. So let's see what next season brings. But I'm thinking now for the final thought, Brandi. Now, Brandi. And what Camille brought up about Brandi, I think, was so important.
It was a key.
Ladies, I want to hear your thoughts. Maite.
I think it was key that she brought her up. And I think maybe this was like a little setup for her introduction of next season.
It's a little teaser.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's 100%. A little teaser, which I would be down with. Seeing how everything's played out, I'd be down to have her back.
How can it not be Brandi?
Brandi and Camille.
They brought her back this season, and I think they did that for a reason. They wanted to see how the audience felt.
And probably, too, like, it's super boring, Brandi, we need you for 15 seconds.
Can you imagine Brandi and Camille together?
Yeah, right.
Together?
That's not a boring season.
Lord.
That's a good season.
What are you?
Cynthia.
I'm Team Brandi.
Okay.
But I think she's going to decline. I don't think she's going to come back. I think she's moved on already.
What about money?
Yeah.
What about more money?
She needs money.
I think she needs her own show, like I've said.
Even though she needs it, do you think she'd get it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe after she comes back?
Well, doesn't she have a podcast?
Friend.
She has a podcast.
Okay, so...
I need to get on her.
Wow. That's where she airs out all of her information. She says what she wants to say. I think it's like I think the podcast is more her element than having her own TV show.
Yeah.
Because she could say anything unfiltered.
She could say anything. You watch it on YouTube as well, her podcast.
Okay.
And I think it's more, I think she feels, I don't know, I hear her sometimes and she feels very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
comes out more.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For sure. What do you think, Jen?
About which part?
Do you want Brandi back?
Yeah.
I would love Brandi back.
Yeah.
I would love Brandi back. Are you kidding?
Bill?
It would just be so good. Brandi, Camille, and then everyone right now.
Freaking out about Brandi being back.
I want Denise. I want everyone.
Denise. Yeah, please keep Denise. I love
want
her
all.
so much.
Teddi. Keep Teddi too, now that she lies.
No.
I want them all.
Teddi doesn't lie.
I can't stand it.
Right? And she doesn't cry anymore. So, okay, let's see
and
what
she's
this is going to happen.
all the time.
She's accountable.
Let's have a bet.
deal with her.
We should have a bet about Brandi next season.
Right? Well, let's get into news a little bit. Makeup by
Alrighty.
News by Mandy.
Yes. So this is on page 6, and it says, RHOBH cast isn't having Andy Cohen's plastic surgery questions. So I guess it's Erica and the rest of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast wants you to keep your plastic surgery questions to yourself. Andy Cohen learned that this is the hard way during the franchise's reunion when he read a fan's question for a cast member, Dorit Kemsley, but it didn't take too long for the rest of the ladies to interact. So, Dorit, according to Lisa Vanderpump's, you've had a head transplant.
Oh, yeah.
Cohen, 51, began as he read a viewer's question that referred to a scene in the show's most recent season. What work have you done since last season? So, if you guys want to read it, the link is on page 6, and it's right there for you all to see to get some more juicy gossip on some plastic surgery.
Honestly, I'm regretting now not having that photo of Dorit's face that everyone's talking about,
Because
because I'm not
it
making this up. Yeah, like the whole head transplant thing, like I mean, I get the comment because if you look at the photo, it's just, I think, well edited, plus her fresh face, which was great. Damn. You're well rested, girl. Good for you. We love it. It's just, it's the very real thing. So
send it to us.
Yeah, I have to see it now.
Yeah, I'll post it. I mean, it's you just go down Dorit's page, but yeah.
Oh, she's has
great.
it up? Like she's still has all these
she
old
has it up.
pictures?
And also, if you go to Dorit's page, there's a photo of her shopping, and it's the first photo that I clicked most recently, and everyone's on there in the comments like, "Pay your bills, girl. Pay your bills. What are you doing?" She's just getting attacked, and she really doesn't have any social media. I guess someone, like a person, to
doing
go
it?
through.
Oh.
Nobody's going through. No one is deleting any comments. She's leaving it up.
Wow.
And it's a lot of negativity. So I'm feeling for Dorit because I don't think anything that she's doing is wrong. Is except the money part. I can't speak on that because I don't know what's going on. But as far as her surgeries, I feel like
Who cares?
Who cares?
Do you ladies think there's any truth to what Camille was saying? You know how she was
Yes.
like, "There's more to you," but you're not really saying it
Dorit?
to Dorit.
Oh, I believe it
100%.
100%. I've always felt like Dorit was like off. Like I've always felt like there's some sort of something she's hiding. Like I can't figure her out.
She
know
doesn't
what I
have
mean?
money.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to because you have to play catch up. And if you have this rose-colored Bentley in your first season,
keep up with it.
You have to keep up.
J-Lo's old house. She purchased J-Lo's house.
I really feel like PK. Lisa had a lot to do with them being on the show.
I agree.
Yeah.
For sure. She started as a friend of hers.
But when you gals are saying she doesn't have money, like what are we talking
Like it's
here?
not
like,
her
it's
money.
not like
Like
she's working like minimum wage or anything like that. Like
She
what
would
is
never.
she doesn't have the same amount of money as the other people do.
Okay,
Meaning.
so what is like Beverly Hills considered like top of the dollar? What is her
Your expenses every day are bigger than the average person.
like 40,000 we're talking here?
Probably
Like,
more. I could imagine it more.
well, this is for like viewers who probably don't really
Think about their house payment. Think about the house payment. Think about their car payments.
Well, they don't
think
have a
about the
payment
business.
because it's rented, and everything's rented. So it's
Yeah,
a
but
rental.
they still pay for rental. They're
Sure.
still paying.
Sure.
But it's all borrowed money. It's money that was given to him for an investment or for some reason. And in order, that money was given to him so that he could do something about it. And instead, so if you're given like $3 million and it's like, here, I'm going to give you these $3 million for 2 years, then that person is investing it. And by the time you get to 3 years, he was supposed to pay that money back and still have money on his own.
Where's that person's team seeing where the expenses are being spent? Like if you have
what is their net worth? Like I'm confused. Like what is their net worth?
Jen saying
Negative.
There's no
You
way
owe
because
people.
you would live in the streets if it was negative.
No, that's not true.
No, because
No,
it's borrowed money.
It's not true.
So if it's
like petty cash.
Yes, it's
well,
like
maybe
petty cash.
there's people who don't know finances and they're trying to learn all this stuff, But like,
I'm just saying, her outfits, like one top is $2,000, her skirt's $3,000.
So
Let's
that's
just
like
put
rented.
it into.
No, it's like the money that's coming out of her pocket.
Hey,
it's like
Cynthia.
it's rented.
It's more. Okay, so the money that she's spending, it's not theirs.
So
It's not
it's
their
like
money.
credit card money. Think of a credit card.
Okay, so like you're
You owe-
borrowing.
It's on credit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
But then that bill adds
So,
up.
you audience, you understand this because I was kind of lost on
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
If you're not coming from Beverly Hills, like.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot to keep up with. But I think that, that adds up. And that's how people
That's why people
end up in their holes.
They live by their means. They don't go over. Like, regardless. You have to know how to budget.
Nobody really does.
Well, now you have to if you want a house.
I also think it's different if, like, you didn't come from a place of money and then you get, like, a bunch of money. Like, what do? You, like, freak out and go spend it.
Or the other way.
Or the other way.
You have a lot of money, come from a lot of money, and then don't know how to live without it. You know what I mean? Going down is the worst part.
Right.
So that goes into predictions. Let's do quick predictions right now.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right, Cynthia, what's your predictions for the last episode, the third installment of the reunion?
I think Camille is just going to get off and quit, and then she's going to come back and cry. And Rinna's going to hold her, and then she's going to say, I quit. I'm done. And then her dress is going to open, and she's going to walk out. And she's over with Reality Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Interesting.
I think that... Oh, man. I really think that... I think that Camille will come back out, and I think she's going to, like, start to apologize and try to, like... You know what I mean? Like, stick her foot... Yeah, go back. And then I don't think the girls are going to have it, like, for sure. I think she's definitely going to come out and try to go back on her word.
That's a good one. I think that the relationship between LVP and Kyle is going to be brought up at the end.
Okay.
And that Andy's probably going to continue to ask, like, if there's going to be any reconciliation there. And she's probably going to hit a soft spot with her.
And Kyle's going to start crying.
Kyle's going to start crying. And I feel like Teddi, once again, is going to insert herself into that equation and try and speak for Kyle. Per usual.
Well, my prediction, as much as I want it to happen, it won't. I want Brandi to come out, but I just really want it. So can we do a wish instead of a prediction?
I'm right there with you on that wish.
I wish for Vanderpump then.
Yeah. Well, she does give a gift to Andy. So my prediction is that does go into the clubhouse, his little gift.
Is it a bunny?
No.
Is it a stuffed puppy?
Well, next episode for the third.
Is it Jiggy?
No, you gotta see. So there's that, and then I think that there's just gonna be more Camille drama, and I think it's interesting that she wanted to rip off her microphone right away, and everything was just so just dramatic and big. So I think that they're gonna address that and get into that more. So
she's gonna zip back that dress.
Is she? Or is she just going to
She's going to go out.
Yeah, right?
She's going to come out in a new dress.
She is going to come back out, though. Yeah. She is going to come back out. So that is our predictions. That's the second installment of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion for Season 9. So these lovely ladies, thank you so much for being on the panel. And where can they find you?
So I'm Cynthia Nicole. You can find me on Instagram at CynthiaNicole5.
What's up, guys? This is Makeup Mandy. It's at makeup_Mandy with an I, and you can always find me on Thursdays filling in for Jersey Shore for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, that's fun. Hey, everyone. My name is Maite Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at This Is Maite. That is at This Is MAYTE. And you can find me also Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock, Southern Charm.
Ooh. Hey guys, so I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me at Jennifer Leone TV, and follow AfterBuzz too at AfterBuzz, and do hashtags if you watch our show and you post about us, hashtag ABTV. We love you. Thank you so much for watching, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.